Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone. This is our fourth book, Tasheel Nahwa. This is grammar basically, and this is one of the most critical books that you will be studying. So pay very close attention. May Allah bless Maulana Mushtaq Ahmad Charata Wali. Okay, let's get down to the table of contents. This book has 4 chapters. Chapter 1 has kalima and types of nouns and sentences. And if you look down the list, there are a lot of categories and subcategories of each of the chapter, like alamatul harf, signs of a particle, and then you have auxiliary verbs, and then indeclinable noun. Don't be disappointed or don't be afraid of these equivalent English terms. Those of you that if you know how to speak English, most likely you know all of these. It's just that you haven't learn them this way, but and same thing with Arabic, you will get used to it whether you know the terms or not. Okay, let's get down. When you have time, you can read that other stuff. It's content only. Al-istilahatul arabiyyatu, Arabic terms. Arabic term on the left, and then approximate transliteration, and then you have equivalent English term. Okay, number 1, ism, noun. And then this ism, let's pronounce it the way we should in the beginning. It's not really ism, it's ismun. Let me show you guys. This right here is your dhamma and 2 dhammas. If it was only 1 dhamma, it would be something like this, 1 dhamma. But once you have 2 dhamma or dhammatain, then it's written like that, 1 dhamma and then a little mark next to it, like a comma. But in some other places, some books may have 1 dhamma and the other dhamma could be on top of it, but on a reversed fashion. Okay, so ismun is noun, fi'lun is verb. Noun, any name, and we're going to have more details about this later. I'm just going to go down the list, and if there's any confusion that I think, I'll try to clear it. Harfun is a particle like wa, and then things of that sort. Fi'l like verb, to do, to eat, to go, to fight, to hit. Mudhakkar, you've learned this from previous videos, is masculine. Muannas is feminine. Wahidun, again mudhakkarun, muannasun. Wahidun is singular. Tasniyatun is dual. Jam'un is plural. And then dhammatun is this sign right here. Let me zoom in further. That's dhammatun, 1 dhamma. And then you have fathatun. It's that we call it zabar in our Indian subcontinent. And then you have kasra. Kasratun is the zir. Harakat, jama is harakat. It are a combination of, or all of these signs, diacritics they are called, dhamma or fatha or kasra, they have a name and they are short vowels and they are called harakat. And then huruf al-illa, the long vowels, are waw, alif, ya. And then we have i'rab. These are the variations at the end of the word which take place in accordance with the governing word. Again, what is i'rabun? Let me zoom in and show you again. This place right here. Why is it i'rabun? Why is it not i'raban or i'rabin? Any word could have those 3 endings, like wahidun, wahidan, wahidin, or rajulun means a man. Rajulun, rajulan, rajulin. The ending is called i'rab, and the ending becomes the ending, takes the form of either 2 dhammas or 2 fathas or 2 kasras, like rajulun, rajulan, or rajulin, due to a previous word before it, previous governing word, as they say over here. Okay. Tanween, again, tanween is having the harakat, and harakat are these 3, any of these 3. If they appear twice, so that will be known as tanween. Either 2 fathas appear, or 2 dhammas appear, or 2 kasras appear. Sukun is For example, if I were to say, what's a good example of sukoon from these words? Right here, like jam'un. Right here, this is sukoon. So we are not saying jama'un or a jami'un or a jamu'un. We are saying jam'un. So it's kind of like touching it. So that's the sukoon. Let's go back. Any letter that has a sukoon on top of it, like in the case of jam'un, the mim would be a sakin. Any letter that has a sukoon on top of it is called a sakin. And then tajdeed. This is tajdeed right here. Huruful illatu or illati, or on top of the word Allah, we have tajdeed as well. It like repeats the word, repeats the letter. Any letter that has tajdeed, that letter is called mushaddad. In the case of over here, dal is mushaddad because dal has a tajdeed on top of it. In the case of Allah, lam is mushaddad because on top of lam there is a tajdeed. Fa'ilun, subject. For example, zaidun, daraba zaidun, zaid hit, or dhahaba zaidun, zaid went. In this case, the subject of the action is zaid. Maf'ulun, i.e. the person or thing upon whom the work is being done. So if we say daraba zaidun amran, zaid hit amr, in this case the action of hitting is being done on amr. So maf'ul is the amr. The person amr is maf'ul. Amilun, governing word, I've mentioned before, is that word which causes i'rab change in the word following it. Amil will be in the same sentence. I'm going to take daraba zaidun amran. Governing word will be daraba, because daraba is the fi'l that means he, one, male, hit, and because daraba is the fi'l needs a fa'il. In this case, fa'il is zaidun. Because zaidun is the fa'il, to be a fa'il, you need to have those the last i'rab has to be two dammas. Zaidun. Maf'ulun, the governed word, or ma'mulun, ma'mulun, the governed word that the governor or that word in which the i'rab change occurred. So in our case, daraba zaidun amran. In both zaidun and amran, both of these are governed word. So zaidun is governed word of daraba, and amran is the governed word of zaidun, because Zaid hit Amr. So because Zaid hit somebody, that the action that is done upon is Amr. So Amr has to take the form of two fathatain in this case. So that is also a ma'mul. Fi'lun ma'rufun, the active verb whose doer is known or mentioned. It's also known as ma'ruf. We've learned this previously. If we say, and again, same example, daraba zaidun amran, zaid hit amr. So we know that the action or the doer of the action is known, in this case zaid. Fi'lu majhulun, the passive verb in which the verb or the verb, that verb whose doer is not known. Again, if we said duriba zaidun or duriba amrun, Amr was hit. In this case, we do not know who the hitter is, who's the person that hit Amr. So that's unknown. Unknown means to not know is jahal. Like to know is alima, to know is jahila. So it's majhul. Majhul means it's unknown. Fi'l is unknown. Fa'il is unknown. Fi'l al-lazim, the intransitive verb, that verb which can be understood without a maf'ul. For example, if I say that Zaid slept, Nama Zaidun, Zaid slept or slept Zaid, that's a complete sentence. You are not going to inquire further that how he slept or where he slept. It's not required. It's understood that he slept. As opposed to فعل المتعدي, the transitive verb, which cannot be fully understood. See, the key word here is fully understood without a maf'ul. So in other words, if I guess a side-by-side example would be if we said if I said Zaid hit, like Daraba Zaidun, that doesn't give you a complete message to as to who, or Zaid hit what or who, and thus it requires a further clarification, and the clarification could be done with a maf'ul. So Daraba Zaidun Amran, Zaid hit Amr. Now it's complete. Thus you can think of transitive as transition, meaning it needs a transition to go from a place to another. The intransitive is something that you don't really need a transition, like Nama Zaidun, Zaid slept. It doesn't need any further clarification. And Daraba Zaidun needs a further clarification. We could say Daraba Zaidun Amran, or any other name or any other person or anything like that. So that's the difference between Fi'lul Lazim and Fi'lul Muta'addi. Then you have Ma'rifa, definite noun. It is generally indicated by the alif lam. For example, al-baytun, the house. Definite, meaning something that's fixed. Don't have anything in front of me. For example, Qolan Swatun. Qolan Swatun means a hat. It could be any hat, but if I say the hat, whenever we use the word in English, the cat, the house, the hat, whenever we use the word the, it means we're specifying something. So if we say that the hat, it will be al-qolan suwatu. Right here they have their example. So and another rule of ma'rifa or a definite noun is that you can never have alif lam and two dhammas at the same time, in the same noun. It's either going to be qolan suwatun or al-qolan suwatu. That's ma'rifa. Ma'rifa, you have to put alif lam. That's one of the ways to make it ma'rifa. Nakira, again right here, baytun or qolan suwatun, any house, or qamisun, any shirt, any house, nakira. Marfu'un, it is that word which is in the state of raf'a, which is generally represented by dhamma in the last letter. We're going to have more details about this. Same example, daraba zaidun amran. So Zaid is in a state of rafa, and thus Zaid is marfu. To be marfu, it needs two dhammas. That's why it's Zaidun, not Zaidan or Zaidin. Mansub, it is that word which is in the state of nasab, which is generally represented by fatha. Again, in our example, daraba Zaidan, daraba Zaidun Amran. Amr is mansub because the action is being done upon him. That's why to make him mansub, we need two fathas. That's why it is fathatain, Amran. It's not Amrun or Amrin. Next we have majroor, harf jar. As we mentioned before, like on top, harf is some of the examples of harf are like wa, and, or, then, after, below, on top of, things like that. So it is that word which is in the state of jar. For example, if I said same example, I'm just going to extend it slightly. Daraba Zaidun Amran, Zaid hit Amr fil bayti. So fil, the last addition, fil bayti, in the house. Fi is a harf jar because there's a harf jar on top of al bayt where the action took place, or further clarification. That's why it's al bayti, it's not al baytu. So because and al baytu is majroor in this case because there is a harf jar before it, fi. So fil bayti, and it is generally represented by kasra. Al bayti, ta has a kasra. Next, chapter 1, Bismillah. Section 1.1, Nahwa, Arabic grammar definition. Nahwa is the science which teaches us how to join a noun, verb, and particle to form a correct sentence, as well as Arab condition, last letter. We know this. Subject matter. Its subject matter is kalima. Kalima is word and kalam is sentence. Kalima is word, kalam or jumla is sentence. Any book, hadith, Quran, whatever you read or will read, inshallah, consists and will consist of kalima, words and sentences. Very simple. Objective, why are we going to learn this? Immediate objective is to learn to read, write and speak Arabic and avoid mistakes. For example, we have these 4 words: Zaidun, Darun, Dakhala. So Zaidun is the name of a person, Darun is house, and then you have Dakhala means to enter, or that Wahid Mudhakkar Ghaib, he, one man, entered in the past tense. Fi is harf jar. There's four words. The science of Nahwa teaches us how to put them together in a correct sentence. For example, we could say Dakhala Zaidun. So we'll take one and then Zaidun. Dakhala Zaidun. So we have fi'l and then fa'il, and then we have harf jar, fi darin. So because there is no alif lam, this is nakra, as we mentioned before. So entered Zaid, or in a correct way would be Zaid enter in a house, darin. We don't know what house it is because it's nakra. So our knowledge of Nahwa tells us that we could form it this way: Dakhala Zaidun fi darin, and so on. The midterm objective is to use our Arabic skills and to understand Quran and Hadith and other fiqh and Islamic sciences. The ultimate objective is to gain the pleasure of Allah. May Allah accept us. Okay, lesson number or section 1.2, Al-Kalimatu. Again right here, Al-Kalimatu. It didn't say Kalimatun, it's Al-Kalimatu. Try to pay attention to all of these little words and I guess words and sentences. These little things make up the big picture. So if you're very focused, if you could focus and pinpoint and master these little things, then inshallah the bigger when you are in a bigger ocean of hadith and Quran, things will be much easier. Any word uttered by humans is called lafz. Anything we say is called lafz. If it has a meaning, it's called mawdu. If it doesn't have a meaning, it's called muhmal. Very simple. In Arabic, lafz al-mawdu, meaningful words, is of 2 types: mufrad and murakkab. Mufrad is singular, a single word which conveys one meaning. It is also called kalimatun. So mufrad could be interchanged with the word kalimatun. So whenever we say kalima, it could be referred as a singular word. Or murakkab is compound. It is a group of words. It could be a phrase or a sentence. If it's a sentence, it could be an incomplete sentence, and phrases are incomplete sentences. Types of kalima. There are 3 types of kalima: ism, fi'l and harf. We've learned this before. Name, verb and noun, verb and particle, like Zaid, Amr, the tree, like Nakhl, the book, Kitab, Qalam. Fi'l, al-fi'lu, to do, al-dhihabu, to go, al-aklu, to eat, so on. Harf, wa, aw, thumma, ba'da, fawqa, tahta, above, below. There are more. Ism, noun. It is that kalima. Again, it is that word, or it is that mufrad, whose meaning can be understood without the need to combine it with another word. Okay, fair enough. And it is the name of a person, place or thing. It does not have any tense associated with it. So rajulun, a self-explanatory word. A man, al-baytu, the house. These words represent a meaning, a particular meaning, and they are not associated. If you say a man or the man, it doesn't tell you anything about their tense or their time. Like, is the man what? Is the man present, or man in the past, or man in the future? It doesn't tell you that. So noun has that. Noun only portrays the meaning of a word. A noun can never have tanween and alif lam at the same time. So we can never have al-baytun. We could have baytun or al-baytu. Same thing here, rajulun or ar-rajulu. We cannot have ar-rajulun. Verb. It is that kalima whose meaning can be understood without the need to combine it with another word. Again, this part of fi'l and this part of ism are exactly the same. What is the difference then? It has to be one of the three tenses. So fi'l, verb, will always be associated with one of the three tenses: past tense, present tense, or future tense. Like daraba, he one man hit. Yadribu, he one man is hitting or will hit. And it denotes an action. Verb means, you know, to do any kind of action. So the difference between ism and fi'l is ism has a, you know, has a meaning. A meaning could be understood from it, and it's not associated with any time. But for fi'l, it is associated. It also you know, denotes a meaning, and it is associated with the time, past, present, or future, and it denotes an action. All right, here. Nasara, he hit. Nasara, he helped. Daraba, he hit. A fi'l can never have tanween or alif lam. We can never have darbun. That's not going to be a fi'l. We can never have nasrun. Not going to be a fi'l. We cannot have ad-darbu or an-nasru. Those are not fi'l. Harf. It is that kalima whose meaning cannot be understood without joining ism or a fi'l or both to it. Min, for example, min what? Means min baiti. When you say min baiti, from, or min baitin, from a house. Ala what? Ala kursiyin, on top of a chair. So it needs a ism or fi'l, or you could say daraba zaidun fil baiti. Zaid hit in the house. We could have said, you know, like the longer version, daraba zaidun amran fil baiti. Exercise. State the reason whether the following words are ism, fi'l, or harf. One, jalasa, he sat. It's a fi'l, simply because it's denoting action, and it is wahid mudhakkar ghaib. Number two, wa, and what, it doesn't have any meaning, it is a harf. Number three, bintun, a girl. There's no tense or time associated with it, and it is an ism. Number four, kasara, he broke. It denotes an action, and it is a fi'l. He broke in the past. Find the meaning and plural of the nouns using a dictionary. Qalamun, a pen. Aqlamun, many pens. Number two, faslun, classroom. And then you have fusulun, classrooms. Kitabun, a book. Kutubun, many books. Saburatun, a blackboard, and saburatun, many blackboards. Lesson or section 1.3. Aqsamul ismi, types of ism. Ism is of three types. Number one, jamid. Number two, masdar. Number two, mushtaq. Jamid is primary noun. It is that ism which is neither derived from anything or nothing could be derived from it. For example, farasun, horse, a horse. Bintun, a girl. You cannot derive any other words from it, from these kind of primary nouns, jamid nouns. Masdar, it is that ism from which many words are derived. Again, masdar, every verb that we're going to practice and learn about in ilm al-sarf and Nahwa and other places, every verb has a masdar. Like fa'ala, to do, its masdar is al-fi'lu. See, the masdar of the fi'l, every fi'l has a masdar. So the masdar of a fi'l is an ism. Think about it. Daraba, there was a reason why they said here a fi'l can never have tanween or an alif lam. Daraba is he one man hit. What is the base? Base is the masdar, and masdar is a noun, ad-darbu. That is the base, that is the masdar, and from that base derives how many? 14 forms of the verb. Daraba, daraba, darabu, darabat, darabata, darabna, darabta, darabtuma, darabtum, darabti, darabtuma, darabtunna, darabtu, darabna. 14 forms are derived from that one masdar, one noun. An-nasru, to help, that is a masdar, and from there we will derive nasara, nasara, nasaru, and so on. And then al-fi'lu, to do, fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alat, fa'alna, and so on. That is a masdar. Jamid, nothing can be derived from it, or nothing is derived, it's not derived from any word. Masdar is the base word that gives birth to 14 different forms of verbs. Number 3, derived noun, mushtaq, daribun. Again, we're going to go back to this rule. A fi'l can never have tanween or alif lam. If it does, then it's not a fi'l. It is a noun right here. Like daraba is a fi'l. He, one man, hit. But if we say daribun, it's from the same verb, but it's not a fi'l. It's not a verb anymore. It is a noun. Daribun is a noun. Mansurun, the one who is helped. Aqsamul fi'l, types of verb. Again, I'll go over these and understand them. Aqsamul fi'l, types of verb. There are 4 types. Al-madi, past tense. Daraba, he hit. Fa'ala, he did. Al-mudari, present and future tense. Here is something unique that you will learn if you're learning Arabic for the first time. In English, we have the present and the future tense, but in Arabic, we have present and future tense represented by the same fi'l, same verb. Yadribu could be used for he is hitting, or he will hit, or he hits. We could use that too. For al-fi'l, we could say yaf'alu, means he does, or he is doing, or he will do. And this will all come into play, and you will realize which meaning the writer or the author is referring to when you read the entire past tense. Al-mudari is present and future tense. Then you have amr, command, positive or imperative command. Idrib, hit. Unsur, help. If'al, do. And then negative command or prohibitive command. An-nahyu, la tadrib, don't hit. La taf'al, don't do. La tansur. Verb, madi, mudari, amr, nahi. Aqsamul harf, 2 types of harf. Amil, causative particle. It is that harf which causes i'rab change in the word after it. Like Zaidun fil masjidi, and then ghayru amil, non-causative, is that harf which does not cause i'rab change in the following word. Thumma wa. I mentioned this before, like a harf could be like wa, and then, on top of, below, things like that. But there are some that will change the i'rab, the last part of the word. Following word, fi baitin, in a house. Like Zaidun fil masjidi, you could see here, Zaidun fil masjidi. Because fi is a amil, it will change the i'rab of the following word or following set of words. Ghayru amil, non-causative. Thumma and wa does not change the word. If we said Zaidun wa Amrun la'iba, Zaid and Amr played together, then it does not, that wow does not change the endings of them, of the word following it. Okay, exercise number 2. Correct the following words stating a reason and give its reason. Al-baytun. What is the reason? It should sound, click, al. We cannot have alif lam and tanween for an ism. Baytun means house. Al-baytun. It's either going to be al-baytu, the house, or baytun, a house. Number 2, al-fath. Al-fataha. To open. That is also incorrect, because the verb, the masdar, the root noun is al-fathu, to open. So you can either have al-fathu as a masdar, or you need to drop the alif lam and only have fataha. That is a wahid mudhakkar ghaib. Fataha, fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahata, fatahna. So either al-fathu, the masdar, it will be a noun, or fataha, it will be a fi'l. 2 options. Number 3, al-waraqun. That little wiggly thing over here, it means dammatain, 2 dammas. Al-waraqun. It's either going to be waraqun, I think it means leaves, or a leaf, and al-waraqu, the leaf. Sami'un cannot be, either going to be as-sam'u, to listen, as a masdar, as a noun, or sami'a, he listened. Wahid mudhakkar ghaib. So either sami'a or as-sam'u. Next, number 2. Find the meaning and the plural of the following nouns using a dictionary. Bustanun, garden, a garden. Basatinu, many gardens. Number 2. قمر a moon. أقمار many moons. Number 3, باب a door. أبواب many doors. كلب a dog. كلاب many dogs. Alright, next page, page 6, section 1.4. الجملة sentence and phrase. الجمل والمركبات sentences and phrases. مركب is of two types. مركب مفيد and مركب غير مفيد. مركب مفيد and مركب غير مفيد. مركب مفيد is also called مركب تامة, مركب or جملة المفيدة or كلام تام. This is a complete sentence. Often it is called kalam. Basically sentences and complete sentences versus incomplete sentences. مركب مفيد is مفيد, the word is beneficial. مفيد means beneficial. So مركب مفيد, it's complete, it's beneficial. مركب غير مفيد, it's not beneficial, it's not complete. You could also call it kalam and all of these other names. Next we have مركب غير مفيد is also called مركب ناقص. ناقص is to have shortcoming, and then جملة غير مفيدة. غير مفيدة is not مفيد, and then كلام ناقص. Again, ناقص means shortcoming in kalam, incomplete sentence. From now onwards, when we use sentence, we will be referring to complete sentences, and when we use phrases, we'll be referring to incomplete sentences. So when we say sentence, it will mean complete sentence, or if we say phrase, that means it's incomplete. Understood? Types of sentences. There are two types of sentences. جملة خبرية. خبرية. جملة خبرية. It is that sentence which has the possibility of being true or false. جملة إنشائية. إنشائية. There is that sentence which doesn't have the possibility of true or false. Any kind of sentence or news that could be true or false falls into the category of jumlatul khabriyah. Khabar means news. Jumlatul insha'iyya, it is that sentence, any kind of news or sentence and any statement which does not have the possibility of being true or false. It's then it will fall under the category of insha'iyya. Aqsamul, and then we'll break down jumlatul khabriyah. Aqsamul jumlatul khabriyati. Jumlatul khabriyah is of two types. Jumlatun ismiya al-khabriyah. So let's give their definition. Let's give my definition first. I guess a little summary. Jumlatul ismiya, any sentence that begins with a noun. Ism means noun. So right here, ismiyatun khabriyah. Any jumla, any sentence that begins with a noun and gives a khabar, gives a news, complete news, is jumlatul ismiya. Any sentence that begins with a fi'l and gives a complete news, that's jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun. That's going to come up next, right here. Jumlatun fi'liyatun khabriyah. And before I get into the details, I'm going to give you a little example. When we say daraba zaidun, Zaid hit, it began with what? It began with a fi'l. Daraba is a fi'l. This is jumlatun فعلية خبرية. But then if it's not a complete sentence, we'll use a different example. Zaid slept, that is complete, as I told you guys before. So nama Zaidun, Zaid slept, or slept Zaidun, Zaid. But if we switch the word, if we say Zaidun nama or Zaidun fa'ala, either Zaid did or Zaid slept, Zaidun nama. So we started off with ism. Zaid is a ism, and then our second word is a fi'l. So in this case, Zaidun nama, it's first one, jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun. Alright, now let's get to the official definitions. It is that sentence which begins with a noun. Okay, so nama Zaidun, or Zaidun nama rather. The second part of the sentence can be a noun or a verb. We could say, remember we had an example before, right here, page 4, right here, number 3, hitter. So hitter comes from the verb daraba, ad-darbu. So we could say, let's go back to here, The second part of a jumlatul ismiyatul khabriya could be a noun or a verb. How so? With our example, daribun means the hitter or a hitter. So that is not a fi'l, it's derived from a fi'l. So daribun. The first part of our sentence could be zaidun, second could be daraba. Zaidun daraba. This is jumla ismiya khabriya because it begins with zaid. Zaidun daraba. Zaid hit. But what if we say zaid the hitter? Zaid is the hitter. Zaidun daribun. This is what they're referring to when they say second part of the sentence could be a noun or a verb. So with a verb, it's very straightforward. We could say zaidun nama, zaid slept, or we could say zaidun naimun. Zaidun is a sleeper, or is sleeping. Same thing, zaid fa'ala, zaid did, or zaid fa'ilun, zaid is the doer. Next, the first part of the sentence is called mubtada. Mubtada, ibtada it means to begin. Mubtada is the first part is the subject. First part of the sentence is subject, or it's also called musnad ilay. Musnad is like a certificate. Sanad, when you say sanad, it means certificate. So musnad ilay, meaning some news or certificate or some credit is giving. Information is being given to that first part of the sentence. Like in our case, zaidun daraba. Zaid is the first part. Some next word and next set of words will give information about sanad to this word zaid. So zaidun daraba. So zaid hit, or you could say zaidun daribun. Hitter is who? The first part of the sentence, which is zaidun. The word about which information is given about. Okay, cool. Okay, the second part of the sentence is called khabar, predicate, or it's also called musnad, the word that that is giving the information. The mubtada is generally ma'rifa. Ma'rifa means definite. Mubtada is generally ma'rifa. Definitely means it's known. So mubtada is generally known, and khabar is generally nakira, is unknown or not specific. So example would be zaidun nama. So zaidun is specific, nama he slept. He slept when, it's nakira, not very specific. Both parts, mubtada and khabar, are marfu. Both of the parts are marfu, meaning they will be in the default state of having dhamma or dhammatain, like zaidun daribun. Both of them have two dhammatain in this example. Or zaidun fa'ilun, zaid the doer. Zaidun sami'un, zaid the listener. Sentence analysis. Al baytu nadhifun. Let's break it apart. Al baytu, that's and what did we learn so far? That this is a noun, and a noun can never have alif lam or dhammatain, two dhammas at the same time. So alif lam makes it a ma'rifa, a definite noun. Al baytu, the house. Nazifun, nadhifun. Nadhifun means clean. But there's no is, as I told you guys before, I think in the previous book, Let's Learn Arabic. So we're supposed to say the house clean, and when we say it, we mean the house is clean. So what kind of, and this is a complete sentence because it fulfills a message, it conveys a clear message. The house is clean. So this is a complete sentence. A complete sentence is called a jumla or a kalam or jumlatul mufid or murakkab mufid and so on. So, and it began with what? It began with a noun. So if it begins with a noun, it is which type of jumla? It is jumlatul ismiyatul khabriya. It gives a khabar, it gives a news, and it begins with a ism, noun. So first is noun, and nazifun. Nazifun is also a noun. It is a quality of this house. So we have no fail here. It is still giving complete news. So al baytu nazifun. The house is specific, is marifa, because we have the alif lam. Nazifun. Let's zoom in a bit. Nazifun. It's nakira simply because it has two dhammatain. It's not saying I want to try to do a little bit advanced, but it's fun. Try to have fun. So al baytu nazifun, the house is clean. If we were to make this part also ma'rifa, what would that be? Al baytu an nazifu. This would mean the house, the clean, or the clean house. Then it would become an incomplete sentence. But let's scratch that thought for now. Let's focus on this part. Al baytu nadhifun, the house is clean. So this first part is mubtada or musnad ilayh. It is that word or that part of the sentence that information will be given about. Nadhifun, it is khabar or predicate. This is the actual the sanad or certificate or news regarding this first part. So al baytu nadhifun, mubtada and khabar together they are jumlatun ismiyatun khabriyatun. That's our first sentence analysis. Now a sentence may have more than one khabar. Yes, that is very true. Zaid or any person, any object could have multiple news. You can think of it that way. Ar-rajulu, the man, tawilun, tall, qawiyun, strong. So we don't have in English it says the man is tall. Okay, got that part. And it has this harf or particle and, but here there's no wa. Wow means and. You could do this in Arabic if you put two words next to each other. We'll get to this ruling maybe sometimes later, or it is just supposed to be understood. Ar-rajulun tawilun qawiyun, the man is tall and strong. You could put a wow. Ar-rajulun, ar-rajulu tawilun wa qawiyun. That also works, and this also works. So for now, just follow this, as I don't have an exact reason for this, why this works without a wow. Inshallah, we'll find out together. Jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun. Here, this is the mubtada, this is the musnad ilayh, this is the person or object that news will be given about. And ar-rajulu, the man is what? Tall and strong. And we could say tall, strong, nazifun, clean, or salihun, righteous. We can go on and on. Next type of sentence, jumlatun fi'liyatun khabriyatun, verbal sentences. It is that sentence which begins with a verb. We had our example before, daraba zaidun amran, or nama zaidun. It begins with the verb, ends with some sort of let's say what they say, a news. Actually not a news. The first part of the sentence is called musnad or fi'l. The second part of the sentence is called fa'il, the doer. Yes, this word is missing. So every file needs every fi'l needs a fa'il. Every action needs the doer of the action. So musnad ilayh, it's called fa'il or musnad ilayh, and it's always marfu. It's always known. It is always in the state of dhamma, mostly dhamma, generally dhamma. Okay, sentence analysis here. So jalasa zaidun, in our case we had nama zaidun or fa'ala zaidun. So jalasa, sat, zaid, very simple. And zaidun is it's known, it's a name. So fi'l plus fa'il gives you jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun. In the above example, the verb al-fi'lul lazim. The verb is al-fi'lul lazim versus fi'lul muta'addi. It is there, meaning fi'lul lazim, it is intransitive. It could be understood without a maf'ul, without any other further clarification. He sat, we understand he sat. We don't need to, it's not incomplete as is. If we say he hit, we could have said he hit what? Where the action took place. The action of sitting took place. So it is the verb whose meaning can be understood with the maf'ul. We don't have to say that he sat on a chair or on the floor or on the bed, or he sat, he slept. That is sufficient. If the verb is al-fi'l al-muta'addi, it is that verb whose meaning cannot be fully understood without a maf'ul, then a maf'ul will be added, and the maf'ul will be mansub, like daraba zaydun amran. Sentence analysis. Okay, we have a maf'ul here. Khalaqallahu. Khalaqa means wahid mudhakkar ghaib. He, one man. In this case, the fa'il is Allah. Allah created. He created. Created what? As-sama'a. So this is your fa'il, and this is also your marfu. It is in the state of marfu. This is your mansub. Mansub will have a fatha. So fi'l plus fa'il and maf'ul. Fi'l, the action, the doer of the action is fa'il, and the action that is being done upon is the maf'ul. So we had the initial example, daraba. So try to imagine side by side. Daraba zaydun khalaqa Allahu amran. In this case, as-sama'a. Khalaqa Allahu as-sama'a. So jumlatul fi'liyatu khabriyatun. Let's do another exercise. Translate fill in the Arab and analyze the following sentence. Al muallimu hadirun. The teacher is present. Hadirun. Again, just like we learned in our ilm al-sarf that wahid mudhakkar ghaib, not present, like absent. Wahid mudhakkar hadir, present meaning you, and al-mutakallim is about self. So al-muallimu, the teacher, is present. Number 2. Al-bustanu, the garden, jamilun, the garden is beautiful. Number 3. And as I mentioned before, and if I don't mention it again or forget to mention, you have to write these so that you can master them, and the meanings and the feel of writing sits in your mind. Fataha Muhammadun al-baba. Opened Muhammad the door. So Muhammad opened the door. Muhammadun, this is fa'il, and it is in the state of marfu'. So Muhammadun, it's going to have two dhammatains, and it needs action. This fi'l fatha needs a action to be done upon, and open what? The door. Al-ba-ba, it has a fatha because it has this word has alif lam. It is a marifa. If we could have also said Fataha Muhammadun instead of al-baba, we could have said, instead of saying Muhammad opened the door, we could have said Muhammad opened a door. So in that case it will be Fataha Muhammadun baban. In either case, whether the maf'ul is ma'rifa or nakira, it doesn't matter. The state of it will still be same. If it's alif lam, it will be al-baba. If it's not alif lam, baban, it will be baban. Next, al-madrasatu, the school or madrasa, is kabiratun, big, nadhifatun, and clean. Al-madrasatu kabiratun nazifatun. The madrasa is big and clean. And the reason why we have this ta, we're going to learn this inshallah, is because madrasatun is a feminine, a muannas noun. So because the madrasatun is a feminine noun, its sifa, its quality or characteristics also have to be in the form of a muannas. So if we say, for example, masjidun is mudhakkar. If we said al masjidu kabirun wa nadhifun, because masjid is masculine, but madrasatun is feminine. So al madrasatu kabiratun nadhifatun. See the difference? So al masjidu kabirun nadhifun versus al madrasatu kabiratun nadhifatun. Okay, next, waqafa ar-rajulu. This is jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun. It began with a verb and ends with a musnad ilay. Okay, now we have number 5, waqafa ar-rajulu. So it begins with fi'l, waqafa ar-rajulu, stopped or halted, or let's say stopped the man. The man stopped. This is jumla fi'liyatul khabriyatun, and this one ar-rajulu waqafa, same meaning, the man stopped. But because the second here in the second sentence the rajulu is a noun, it begins with the ism first, it'll be jumlatun ismiyatun khabriyatun. Actually, let's also do this. Al-muallimun hadirun. This is also a jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun, because it begins with a noun. Al-muallimu is a noun, and then al-bustanu, again noun, jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun. Fataha begins with a fi'l, so this is a jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun. Al-madrasatu begins with a noun, jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun. Waqafa begins with a fi'l, so jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun, and then this begins with the ism, jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun. What is the difference between 5 and 6 above? Very easy. This 5 is jumlatul khabriyatun fi'liyatun khabriyatun, because it begins with a fi'l, and then number 6 is a jumlatul ismiyatun khabriyatun, because it begins with a ism, namely ar-rajulu, the man. Let's do one section 1.4.2. This you just have to memorize and write, and until this day I know them, but I don't think I'll be able to tell them all 10 of them from my memory, but try to understand them. Nahwa is more about understanding than memorizing. Sarf, you memorize the terms and the patterns. Nahwa, you understand, so understand them. Jumlatul insha'iyya. Remember we had jumlatul khabriyya versus jumlatul insha'iyya. So khabriyya are those types of sentences that does not have the and has the possibility of being true or false, versus right here, jumlatul khabriyya, it is that sentence which has the possibility of being true or false. Jumlatul insha'iyya, it is that sentence which does not have the possibility of being true or false. So we're going to the categories or types of jumlatul insha'iyya. What kind of sentences have or do not have the possibility of being true or false? Al-amr, command, idrib or if'al, to hit or hit, do. An-nahyu, negative command, la tadrib, la taf'al, don't hit, don't do. Al-istifham, interrogative, questioning. Hal daraba zaidun, did Zaid hit? At-tamanni, desire. These may be a little bit difficult for the first time, but just try to understand at least the English part of it. Laita shababa a'idun, I wish youth would return. Again, it tells you laita is generally used for something unattainable, something you cannot get back. For example, in the Quran there say I guess the non-Muslims will say ya laytani kuntu turaba, like I wish or we wish that we were dirt. So the kuffar will say that, non-Muslims will say that once they realize on the day of judgment. So okay, at-tarajji, hope. La'alla al-imtihana sahlun, hopefully the examination will be easy. So la'alla is generally used for something that is attainable. So laita is for example here say the youth never returns in this world, but la'alla, hopefully the exam will be easy. It is possible the exam is going to be easy. Exclamation. An-nida, it's called harf nida or nida. An-nida'u, ya Allah, wallah, or we could say ya Zaid, calling upon somebody. In English we say yo. So that's harf nida. Al-ardu, request or offer. Ala ta'tini fa'u'tiyaka dinaron, will you not come to me so that I may give you a dinar? It is a require. Are you going to come to me? Are you going to come over here? Come over here. Come over here is a command, but will you come over here? That's more like a request or offer. Al-ardu is a mere request. No answer is anticipated. Okay. Al-qasamu, oath, wallahi, by Allah. And then there are many other types of oath, but this is an example. At-ta'ajjabu, amazement. When you're astonished, when you say wow. So ma ahsana Zaidan, how good Zaid is, or what a beautiful if you could say wow, such a beautiful scenery. Al-uqudu, transaction. The seller says bi'tu hadha al-kitaba, I sold this book. The buyer says ishtaraytuhu, I bought it. Al-qu'udu, Again, just go through them and try to remember the English part of it for the time being. The sentence for the al-uqud appear to be khabariyya. However, in Islamic law, contracts require the use of past tense verbal sentences to convey the meaning of jumlatul insha'iyya. Hence, these will be classified as insha'iyya. Okay, so let's just I don't want to get further detail into that. Just know that qu'udu is a jumlatul insha'iyya. Sentences. Hal daraba zaidun. We learned the hal. It's a questioning. It's a proper questioning. It's a word that is used for proper questioning. Hal daraba zaidun. So if we just took this much right here, daraba zaidun, it means Zaid hit. If we put hal, it's you don't have to use I guess hal daraba zaidun. It is also, you're also going to use a rising intonation at the end of the sentence, but it's just more proper. You could have just said daraba zaidun, with your rising intonation. It would mean did Zaid hit, but this is the proper way. Hal daraba zaidun, did Zaid hit? So now hal, this is harf istifham, interrogative right here. So any time when you're asking something, it is jumlatul insha'iyya, and it is harf istifham, harf istifham. Daraba is fail, wahid mudhakkar ghaib, zaidun is fa'il. So you have harf istifham, fail and fa'il together, jumlatul insha'iyya. So if it was just that much, daraba zaidun, it would be jumlatul fi'liyatun khabriyatun. But because it has a jumlatul insha'iyya or harful insha'iyya in the beginning of the sentence, this jumla is termed as jumlatul insha'iyya. Exercise. State what type of jumlatul insha'iyya are the following sentences. Ya Ibrahim. This is a nida, an nida right here, like saying yo, right here, exclamation. Isma, listen. It is a command given to a male. Isma, listen. So it is amr, al-amr, positive command. Kayfa haluka, it is questioning. So whenever it's questioning, is right here, harf istifham. So it is istifham, interrogative. La tadkhul, it is al-nahyu, right here. Number 2, an-nahyu, negative command. So la tadkhul comes from ad-dukhulu, to enter. So la tadkhul, do not enter. Page 8. So that should be enough for our first video. See you next time. Assalamu alaikum.